Welcome to That's Good Sports live stream podcast via a Google Hangout with Will Keys. We are doing our podcast live on my main channel right now.
That's
I
right.
think it's working.
Please raise your hand if you are watching us.
The Google Hangout does not bring up the chats, which that would be convenient for me to see. But anyway, we'll just pretend like it's working, and maybe I can figure out some shit as we go along.
There's a Q&A tab here on the left.
Q&A tab?
Yeah, it says Q&A.
Oh, what does it look like?
I mean, it's on mine. It's on the left-hand side. It's above the control room button, below the yellow tags that say showcase.
Well, I don't got that. That. I've got chats.
Only questions for me, I guess.
Well. Well, what we want to do is we want to talk about the death of the AAF.
Yep.
But we also wanted to have questions about this shit live on YouTube, but maybe that won't happen. And also some of the NFL free agents who are still available. Oh, yeah, I see it streaming. I see it streaming.
Maybe I should bring it up on my phone and watch myself while I'm doing it.
Oh, here we go. Here's the chats. I got it under control. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. You might want to just call me a fucking streaming noob. I have chats. I can see the chats. I am chatting that I am in the chats. In the chats with Will Keys. Okay, we got a podcast stream, live stream. Okay. So, this week, Will, what was your very first thought when you heard the AAF was dead yesterday?
Well, I was about 1,200 words into a video I was writing for 5 Points Video, so I was extremely mad. We just written our recap video, or you did the recap video and posted it yesterday.
It was up.
I think that's going to be like the last piece of AAF content possibly ever, aside from this podcast where we're talking about it retroactively. But it's sad. It's sad. I'm bummed out for a lot of players who joined that league to get a second chance to try to use it as a platform to get back to the NFL. I mean, some of them still will, because even in 8 games, there's a bunch of guys that performed really well and probably caught the eye of a lot of scouts. But you want that, every other major sport that you think of, basketball has the G League. Obviously every MLB team has about 12,000 minor league teams. It doesn't make sense that NFL is the biggest sport in this country and they don't have a functioning minor league. So
yeah, it is weird.
Financially, it's still a bit of a mystery. It's still a bit up in the air, but unfortunate for everyone involved.
I think it took me by surprise a little bit. Like the week or two before, I heard that it might be closing down, and then I heard that they were using that as a negotiating tactic for the NFLPA, which didn't make any sense. So I thought the whole thing was bullshit. I'm like, okay, well, none of this makes any sense. So why would they shut down early with just a couple weeks left in the season? You had the championship coming, the AAF championship, which I think would have at least given them a gauge to see kind of what their peak sort of audience might be. Because I feel like the league started out with a ton of interest, just like the NFL does every year, and then it dips down a little bit. Not as much. I mean, the NFL dips, but, not like the AAF did. And then I would have assumed people would have gotten very interested in those last 2 weeks because you would have only had 2 games and 1 game. And I assumed we were going to see what happened there. So it took me by surprise. But then the other part of me was relieved that I don't have to pay attention to subpar football for the next 3 weekends.
Yeah, no, I think that was the biggest silver lining out of all this, because we've been watching either like live games or, just like rebroadcasts of games to get highlights, or just highlights themselves of AAF game. Games like 4 games a week. It doesn't sound like that many, but it really takes a toll on you as a writer for videos. And I'm just excited that I can go back to my family. I just have time to spend with my kids now that the AAF is gone. So that's really the only, good thing about this that I can think of.
Your 13-year-old son and your 1-year-old daughter. They really need you. They need you now more than ever.
I'm not sure if I'm going to let them play football yet. As a concerned parent, I'm wavering back and forth on that right now.
Right. And justifiably so. I mean, if you can. Right. If you can pick a moment from the AAF, what really touched your heart from this league this last year?
Well, it had to be from week 1. Mike Berkovici getting his head blown off on that blindside blitz. Probably the signature moment of the AAF. It struck a chord, I think, in everybody's hearts, because we haven't seen a hit like that in the NFL, because it's really been legislated out of the game for the past 10 years or so. It brought me back to the old days of ESPN and Jacked Up and Chris Berman and Tom Jackson.
Jacked Up.
Celebrated, So I liked that. I'm sure Mike Berkovici's spinal cord is still in disrepair, but
he's all right. He tweeted yesterday that
he took it like an absolute champ, and I applaud him.
It is pronounced Berkovici, though. A lot of people can't say his name. A lot of people are scared to say his name, and I don't think I heard a single announcer in the AAF say his name correctly the entire season, which is another reason maybe they closed the league down.
Not that many people can roll their R's, so
we got Coach Petey's. It's his birthday in the chat. So yeah, happy birthday, Coach. Happy birthday. And people were asking for Berkovici. I am half Italian, so I can roll my R's with, basically better than anybody. I taught linguistics before.
Yeah.
I taught linguistics before I did YouTube.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Is that another past Perna job that you haven't?
Just like I taught spelling and grammar. Will.
Yeah.
We just got a 99-cent super chat from Spencer B. Thank you, Spencer.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh yeah, Will was hoping we would get the porn dings that cam girls get when they get donations. Scallywag Nation, 99-cent. Payton Wade, $1. Is it Patton or Payton? Scallywag Nation with another 99-cent donation. We got super chats coming in hot here. So if anybody's got AAF questions, I guess we'll try to answer them now.
Really, any questions?
God. Phone call. We got Brent Parker. Broncos should trade Flacco for Eli Manning. Super Bowl move.
I agree.
Would you take?
Super Bowls?
You would take that trade?
Joe Flacco's only got 1. That's just pretty basic math.
Interesting. Yep. I don't think it's that simple. But honestly, at this point, I'm not sure who's a better quarterback.
It's wow. Well, I think it's Flacco.
You think Joe Flacco's better quarterback?
Yeah. Probably not by that much. But Flacco can still do like the basic, quarterback things that you need to do, like throw the ball more than like 30 yards. So.
Yeah, his deep ball might be the most appealing thing to think about right now.
Yeah, and like we said, with the new pass interference rules, anything can happen. Expect a lot of PIs.
A lot of Joe Flacco PIs to Cortland Sutton.
Yep.
We've got Evan Osland, $2 super chat, just says, rest in peace, Alliance of American Football. Dude, that was another thing that bothered me is it always felt weird saying AAF.
Yeah.
AAF.
It
It's
kind of
like
grew on me a little bit. I tried to say Alliance for a while, and that didn't really flow either.
the Alliance, AAF, like
They should
it
just call
needed
it
a,
AF.
just the double A's. I don't like them.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got a $5 super chat, big one, coming in for Loric Project. How does the AAF closing up shop affect the XFL chances next year? Good question, because that's where my brain was actually going. So, way to read
Yeah.
my mind, Loric. You have
Well,
read
I
it.
mean, the good news, like right off the bat for the XFL, is they get to absorb a lot of talent that's not staying in the AAF. So
Yeah,
that's pretty much an immediate benefit for them.
Their talent pool just increased by. I'm not good with percentages, but I would say 100%.
I'm gonna
1,000,
well,
50.
if you're
How
gonna talk about
does
like
that math
three
work?
professional football leagues, like 3 major professional football leagues, then the NFL would be a third of it, and then the AAF would be another third of it, and then the XFL would be the third. So I'm gonna say 33.333 repeating percent talent increase.
I'm not sure there's a correct answer here, so we'll just say we're both right.
Yeah.
But the other thing that, I mean, right now, obviously, the biggest advantage the XFL has is they've budgeted money to supposedly stay afloat for 3 seasons. So the one thing the XFL has learned is as long as you have the money, you might have a chance to build a league and build a following. And maybe the AAF wasn't as popular as they thought it might be, but it was still outperforming other sports on television. So Tom Dundon pulling the plug on the AAF, it just seemed like a weird time to do it. And if you're a billionaire and you say you're going to invest 250 million and then after 70 million you're not recouping your investment, I don't know why like he would mind losing more money. Would he have lost all 250 million this season? I don't
Probably not. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think the player payroll for the entire year was like 35 million. So I feel like he should have been prepared to keep losing money for this first season, but I don't know.
Yeah, all I know is like with major investments, if you're not, tripling or even quadrupling your money after 6 weeks, you pull the plug immediately.
Yeah, that's the Bitcoin philosophy.
That's right.
If you don't get rich in a couple months, sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like a sports league, yes. The NFL is very popular and it happened overnight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Baseball.
Wait, is the XFL, is it supposed to like air in the summertime or springtime? Do you know?
I think it's still springtime.
Okay.
I would imagine like it's just too hot in the summer to do anything like outdoors in most cities. We really forget
You're
that, like,
worried about the heat for the summer.
I don't know how hot it gets out there, pal, but I don't like to play football in triple digits. It's a hazard. You could have a lawsuit on your hands. Okay. It's like playing in Jacksonville for like the first 3 weeks of the year, but like all year.
Yeah, teams deal with it though. They seem to deal with it. It's called hydration.
Sure. On the bright side, we get a lot more tweets of like those round thermometers, like on the sideline, always going up to like 110. Like
the heat index. You got the on-field heat index.
Yeah. Correct.
That could have saved the AAF. I didn't see any like temperature tweets for the AAF.
Look out, guys! We're up to 66 right now.
66 degrees here in San Antonio, Texas.
Technically, it's indoors, but still.
Okay, we got Gorgon with the $2 super chat. He asks, do you think the Broncos will move up and get a QB? I don't think they're going to trade up. What do you say, Will?
I think it's possible if they want Haskins, if they want Dwayne Haskins, and I think personally that's the quarterback that I would take. And the numbers show outside of Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson that like if you're going to draft a quarterback at all, you might as well do it in the top 5 otherwise, like, what's the point? There's like very little difference between drafting a quarterback at like 10 versus, the middle of the third round. So I think if you like a quarterback like Dwayne Haskins, I don't think they're into Kyler Murray. Obviously, the height thing kind of a turnoff. Yeah, I would go up and get a guy if you really think that's your guy. I'm not into being like, well, it's a better quarterback class next year or the year after, because you don't know where you're going to be picking. And it may take, twice as much to get up there based on your draft position next year or the year after. So if you're at 10 and you like a guy at 5, you can't pay too much to get a good quarterback if he turns out to be good.
If the Broncos were planning on drafting a quarterback next year, they would have kept Case Keenum.
Yeah, probably.
He would have given them the best chance to lose. So I don't think they're going to trade up. I don't know. I feel like they like Joe Flacco. I bought Joe Flacco's t-shirt, so I'm all in on Flacco now, I guess, unless they get Kyler Murray. I only want the shortest quarterback in the draft every year. That's my new stance on quarterback draft evaluations.
Yeah, there should be a lot of funny pictures of Kyler Murray standing next to Joe Flacco.
Ooh, yeah, that would be so cool.
One's tall and one's short, and it's always funny like that.
The disparity would be, oh. Okay, yes. We got Ryan Brown. He asks with his super chat, Tom Dundon, Adolf, Bin Laden, one bullet, who dies?
That's a great question.
That's pretty harsh for Tom Dundon.
Aside from the obvious, the obvious answer, which would be to line them up.
And right, line them up, and hopefully the bullet goes through 3 heads.
Right, which depends then on like what kind of gun we're talking about, based on whether that's going to work or not. I think in this scenario, probably not. Both those guys are dead right now. Tom Dundon's, still wreaking havoc on Earth.
Yeah, I'm not going to say I want to kill a billionaire yet, just because I haven't reached out to Tom personally to see if he wants to loan me any money. So I'm going to save that.
Good question, though.
Save it. Then we got Kyle K, $2 super chat. I can't wait for you to start talking. I can't wait for you to start talking about Mahomes. I thought the question said start talking shit about Mahomes. I don't think we were planning on talking about Mahomes today. So I've said his name a couple times. Let's just say that counts.
We could revise the earlier question to involve Pat Mahomes.
What was the earlier question?
Bin Laden, Hitler, Dundon.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We got Primas Smigovic. Can I please hear you say Berkovici one last time? That's the 3rd time I've done it.
Do it with your hand too. Do it with your hand.
Berkovici. It's a Berkovici.
Sounds a little bit like you're gargling water, but
Berkovici. All right, then we got, let's see here. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle from DeAndre Horn.
Yep.
And the Broncos need to take LSU linebacker. Well, Will and I are working on an episode right now, multitasking, about who we think the Broncos should take at 10. So we'll probably save that for 10. But yes, that linebacker is Devin White. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he would be a good fit with the Broncos, with Vic Fangio, the linebacker whisperer. Is Vic Fangio a linebacker whisperer, or has he just been in the league so long that
linebackers?
What's that?
I think he's just had some really good linebackers.
Yeah, who's been responsible for drafting those? How much of a say has he had in those guys? Those are questions we don't know the answer to.
No. Ray Lewis might just be a bum if not for Vic Fangio. I don't know. It's possible.
Probably. I mean, I don't think Ray Lewis had a lot of natural talent. It was definitely all coaching.
That's right.
That's what everybody always said about Ray Lewis.
Yes. Also Patrick Willis.
Yeah, Patrick Willis.
Yep, Navarro Bowman.
Okay. So AAF is gone. The NFL draft We're going to get some videos up about that. But right now, there are before we get to the NFL free agents, you've found a nice what is it? I don't know, a fact of the day, a nice
Did I?
anniversary. An anniversary
Oh,
is
yeah, I sure did. No, this is the 10-year anniversary of the Broncos trading Jay Cutler to the Chicago Bears.
wow. What a day that was in
Right.
Broncos
So
history.
what were you doing 10 years ago when you heard that news, and how did you react?
I was pissed. I was pissed off.
Well, so okay, so set the scene a little bit. What were you doing? Where were you in life?
I was living in San Diego, California.
Okay. How old were you?
Like 20, like your age, 24, 25.
22. Okay.
Okay, you're 22. You were 12 when Jay Cutler got traded.
Correct.
Yeah, I hadn't been in San Diego that long. I was already starting to hate Josh McDaniels. I didn't have a job, which was really nice. And I just remember like trying to psych myself up about Kyle Orton.
Yeah, that was dark.
That was mostly what I remember about the Jay Cutler trade was like going, oh, this is a quarterback who looked like he might turn out to be really good. Now I have to try and believe Josh McDaniels is going to work some sort of miracle with Kyle Orton. And then they drafted Tim Tebow. So I think Tebow kind of helped with the sting, I guess.
The next year they drafted Tebow.
Was it a year after? So
it was definitely a distraction. It was a nice distraction.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird move.
It was a really weird time.
I mean, in hindsight, without that happening, the Broncos probably don't end up getting
right
Peyton Manning, right?
So yeah, here's the thing about that is like you can never be like, hey, this was a good trade, that was the correct trade to make, based on the process of it. But you can't argue with the fact that it was like the first domino that sent a whole bunch of things in motion to them winning a Super Bowl 6 years later.
Yeah, it was basically McDaniels started the process of breaking them down so that somebody else could come build them back up. Because
the most elaborate tank to get the second pick and take Von Miller.
Right. And I mean, McDaniels did draft Demaryius Thomas, Eric Decker, like even Noshan Moreno played a role in like getting the Broncos to the 2013 Super Bowl. So I don't know. It was a weird time, but we do.
Robert Ayers did too.
Robert Ayers, yeah. Robert Ayers played some of his best football after the Broncos got rid of him too. Okay, Evan Oslin. Broncos take Drew Lock at 10. You happy or not? I don't think I'm sold on Drew Luck. I feel like there's probably a Drew Luck available next year. So I don't know. I don't know if I would feel indifferent. I would feel better than the Garrett Bowles pick. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think Brandon and I park our car in the same garage there. Garrett Bowles really bummed me out. I think you feel the same way. It still kind of bums me out sometimes whenever I think about it. Locke, I think if you asked me like a month ago, I would have been like visibly upset. Maybe not visibly, but now I think I'm closer to indifferent about Haskins would move the needle for me. Locke, I'd say, there's a chance. There's a chance something good could come of this.
Move the needle, tighten your pants, same sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so man.
Calls it needle.
What is this? Sorry, I manually clicked on our cameras, and now I think it doesn't change automatically. Oh, wait. Ooh, opening camera, man. What does that mean? Talk, Will.
Oh.
Okay, right. It's back. It's fixed. Okay. Alexander Beard just says Magnum Dong. I don't know if that was referencing something, but Magnum Dong. And if I had a punk band, that might be its name.
Feels like you've been in a punk band at some point.
Just vocally, it's probably the only band I could frontman.
Yeah,
I never learned to sing. It's my greatest regret.
Well, you did send me that picture last week of you singing and playing the guitar at the same time.
Oh, right. That was for Rock Band.
It's a band of some kind.
It was. Somebody's asking, what happened to Samuel J. Comroe? Well, Sam did some of the first That's Good Sports videos here, and then he got on America's Got Talent, and now his stand-up comedy career is going better than ever. That's what's happened to Sam. And maybe one day when somebody pays for this show, Will can be my head writer and Sam can write and host with us. But until then, I don't think I can afford Sam anymore.
All right, Brandon, I've got a question for you. You've created a bidding war among all the networks, plus like internet, big internet companies.
Spike TV.
Defunct. Which one are you choosing and why?
Between all of them?
All of them. So okay, let me throw out some options just to narrow it down.
I mean, I know my first choice would be HBO.
Would it really?
Yeah. Because I would like to do this show the same way John Oliver does his show Last Week Tonight, where it's once a week, where we could do the first 10 minutes are like jokes about all the shit that happened within the football week. And then the next 10 minutes could be more of a deep dive on something that we really wanted to cover.
Like Real Sports with Brian Gumbel?
Yeah, not necessarily like Real Sports, but like our own version of doing it that way.
Like
and
real,
HBO,
like Real Sex with Brian Gumbel?
Yeah, exactly. Real Sex with Brian Gumbel, where we feed into his live stream sex cam, which is of his brother Greg Gumbel's sex life. It's, it's pretty risque. Some of it's partly like taxi cab confessions, which would kind of be updated to Uber confessions. And HBO would let me say fuck. And that's also big for me, obviously.
Yeah. All right. We got to talk about Kyle Brandt has a show that airs weekly on the NFL Network during the football season. It's basically your show ripped off entirely.
Oh yeah, they ripped that shit hard.
Higher production values and slightly bigger audience, I think.
Like, I don't mind Kyle Brandt, but I feel like he's my worst enemy.
He is
my nemesis.
A little bit. He's blonde. He's tall. He was on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, okay, I get it. He's better looking than me. He's got the connections to the NFL. He's smarter than me, but he ain't funnier. He ain't funnier, Will.
No, heavens no.
It's like
was a producer on the Jim Rome show.
Yeah, and that's another thing that sucks. Like, I chose to do like my retro looking graphics like 2 or 3 years ago, or maybe even since I first started. And now, like, there's so many places that just ripping that shit off. It bothers me. It's like, I chose shitty looking graphics because my show is shitty. You guys are taking them and trying to make it cool, and you're not. You're not even cool.
It's being appropriated.
It's not to be cool.
The internet
just be who you are. But yeah, I think I have to. Somebody has to take Kyle Brandt out, and I don't mean kill him. I just mean get him fired.
We're leaving that open for interpretation.
I don't know. Maybe I'll call back. Yeah, maybe I'll put out a tweet saying Kyle Brandt touched me inappropriately. What if I could prove it? What if I could prove it through Greg Gumbel's webcam? Okay, we've got some more super chats to address here. Let's see. Okay. What did I miss? All right. Peyton Manning used HGH. Brent Parker, $1.99.
That was his wife,
I think I made a whole video defending Peyton Manning about using HGH, but I think he probably did, Brian. But I think it was because he was recovering from 4 fucking neck surgeries. I think if you have any sort of spinal or head surgery, you can use as much HGH as you want. Will I shave my sweet beard if the XFL flops? No, I'll shave my beard if I get 1,000 patrons on Patreon. Nick Foles has a Magnum Dong from Alexander Beard. I think we can agree with that, right, Will?
Sounds like more of a fact than a question.
Yep. Then we got Jeremiah Chavez. Go Texans, but I love That's Good Sports. You're the best, Brandon. Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. That's just a nice super chat. Very nice
stuff.
Oh yeah, Chris Harris. Keep Chris Harris. Should the Broncos extend Chris Harris? The answer is yes.
Definitely, yeah.
I don't even need to ask Will's opinion. He deserves more money. They paid 2 corners who aren't as good as him, more money than him, basically. So yeah, he's going to ask for some more money.
Yeah, he's basically been underpaid. He's been underpaid for several years.
Yeah, even when
he was an undrafted free agent, and he was underpaid when he took his second contract. Like he does deserve money.
Yeah, I was surprised when he took that deal. Like it was a team-friendly contract.
Yeah, he's one of the rare guys that, like, when he says, like, you know, he wants to stick with the team, like, he really means it. Like, he quite literally put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, him and Derek Wolfe, I don't think get enough credit for taking. They could have made a shit ton more money somewhere else.
That's what happens when you win, though, too. It's harder to get players to take team-friendly deals when you're going 5-11 and 6-10 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and Peyton Manning's gone. Yeah. But okay, so let's get to some of the NFL, because there's guys that I'm just surprised haven't signed with teams yet. So I made a list here. Here are guys. I'm just going to list them all right now, and then we can talk about whoever the fuck we want. Jay Ajayi, still a free agent. Marshawn Lynch, he's getting old. Michael Crabtree, Demaryius Thomas, tight end from Baltimore, Max Williams. He was a 55th overall pick in the 2015 draft. Austin Seferian Jenkins, another tight end. Donald Penn, Shane Ray, former Bronco. Ezekiel Anza, Timmy Jernigan, Corey Liuget, Ndamukong Suh, Muhammad Wilkerson, all defensive linemen. Linebacker Jamie Collins, who had 104 tackles last year, 4 sacks. And then safeties Eric Berry, Trey Boston. For me, looking at that list, I feel like the most
Boston's on this list for like the second year in a row.
Yeah. He had that really good season with the Chargers, and then nobody signed him until the Cardinals picked him up last year. I guess he was decent there. But for me, I think Ezekiel Anza is surprising that he hasn't been picked up and that there's quite a few pass rushers available. And I think you were saying that teams are starting to devalue the edge rushers a bit because you think they can game plan around them, right?
I mean,
take them out of the game.
That's just like a theory. I don't know if that's true. That's a theory that was kind of explaining why the Chiefs let Justin Houston and
Dee Ford go
while they added Tyrann Mathieu. It's just that obviously it's harder to scheme 2 guys out, but you can scheme a player, an edge rusher, out of the game plan or out of the game pretty effectively, just by moving the quarterback, designing rollouts, stuff like that, quick passes, whatnot. It's hard to scheme a corner or a safety out of the game because he's just either covering your guy or he's not. It's not like you roll some special routes away from him. Like either he's going to be locking his guy down or, you're going to test him. And, there's, no 2 ways about it. It's like guys didn't game plan Champ Bailey out of the game. Like they just decided, fuck, we just can't throw to Dwayne Bowe today because Champ Bailey's on him. 0 catches, 0 yards. We're going to live with it.
They game planned their own offensive player out of the game.
Basically, yeah. You just have to be like, all right, take one for the team today. Not throwing to you. Sorry.
I think, for edge rushers to look, edge rushers are always effective against quarterbacks who aren't top 5 quarterbacks. Like if your quarterback's veteran with experience, knows how to get rid of the ball quickly and can step into the pocket, they can work around like really good edge rushers. Most quarterbacks, they're going to have a hard time with really good edge rushers or, one good edge rusher. If there's a shitty offensive line where there's interior pressure, like if a quarterback can't step into the pocket, that's why Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware had so much success the Broncos Super Bowl run, because the Broncos interior with Malik Jackson, Derek Wolfe, and Sylvester Williams having one of his best years, like quarterbacks couldn't step into that shit. And if they try to, roll away from it. And there was Ware, there was Miller, there was Shane Ray, there was Shaq Barrett. Like that was like the perfect storm of, I think, the edge rushers becoming like so valuable. And then you saw the Chargers, not last year, but the year before, whenever Bosa and Ingram were both healthy. But their interior of their defensive line wasn't as strong, and the Patriots would just fucking light them up because Tom Brady would just step 1 yard and they couldn't get to him, and he then would throw it to Gronk. So,
can't be doing that anymore.
So yeah, that was a long way of us saying that Ezekiel Ansah will land somewhere.
Yeah, eventually.
What do we got? Michael E. gave us a $5 super chat. No question, just gave us his money. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Armed with Music, $5 super chat. Best sports channel on YouTube. Your videos always cheer me up. Thanks for being awesome, Brandon. Thank you. I just want nobody to acknowledge Will Keys at all for this entire super chat. And Gregorio Dantes, 99-cent super chat. Gregorio Dantes, again, $1.99 super chat. It died. What died? Do you think McMahon can do this? Oh, the AAF. Yeah, we think Vince McMahon can run the XFL. He's already... Did he run the first XFL?
Yeah.
Into
the ground.
He's already done it once. He's already seen another league fail, so he should know all of the things not to do. Nobody on earth should know better than Vince McMahon on what not to do for the second football league.
Yeah. I've got bad news for you, Brandon. I drank that whole Powerade and now I have to go to the bathroom. So you have to carry this podcast for the 4 or 5 minutes it's going to take me to,
go pee. I'll carry it, and then we'll close this bitch down.
I'll take the chair.
Okay, what do we got? Free agents. We were talking about that. Marshawn Lynch, I don't think he's coming. Well, he might come back. He's just getting old. He's getting old for a running back. Jay Ajayi, of course, coming off his torn ACL, but I think he'll be a good running back wherever he lands. I think the thing with the free agents right now, though, is most teams are going to sign all these guys who are out there waiting after the draft. They're going to see what holes they don't think they can fill through the draft, and then you'll see guys like Ndamukong Suh, Jay Ajayi, Donald Penn, like these guys land in places where they are needed. Okay, back to the super chats. We got Cottonmouth 78, 2019 year of the Janovich. Go Broncos. That's true. I don't think we've seen Janovich hit his full potential. Maybe with Joe Flacco, he'll be better. I don't know. I don't know how your quarterback affects your fullback. Gary Fire, come to Sacramento and some herb with me. Think you mean smoke some herb with you? Well, Gary, I believe Will live somewhere in Sacramento. So maybe sometime I'll go out there to see Will, and then I can drink beer and smoke some herb with you. Nothing. I was just giving people your home address.
Okay.
Evan Oslin, shouts out to Will. Always give love to writers. Ooh, very, very, very true, Evan.
Thank you.
And then Pete Harris, $5 super chat. Perna equals GOAT. Okay, it's settled. Yeah. So if you don't know, Will does some writing for Adam over at 5 Points Vids, and then Will writes with me. Notice
Sure.
how I say you write for
Hey,
Adam and you write
yeah,
with me.
pretty much. That's pretty much how it works.
That's how necessary Will is
Yeah,
to
it's been a
helping me
year.
make.
It's been a year, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Almost
we're
officially.
approaching right around a year.
I think so.
Yeah, last April did we start?
Yeah.
Did we do draft? No, well, because the plan when Will started was to write for the website
Yeah.
that I was doing until it got hosting the. It didn't work out. Okay,
Yeah.
it didn't work out, so we stopped putting energy into the website. Will was going to write all the articles for that, and then I
There's
was
some
like,
good ones up there if you ever venture over. I'm not gonna tell you what the name of the website is, but
yeah, I don't. Well, I changed the. You can't even get there through ThatsGoodSports.com because the URL just takes you, I think, to Patreon now.
as it should
So,
be.
ooh, Will Hunter, $1.99 says we seriously need our own radio show. I
Yeah,
agree. Like, if they'll give everybody who works at Barstool a fucking radio show,
I know.
I think we could carry an hour once a week or every day. Or
Every day.
look, people in radio will tell you that it's not hard, but I mean they'll tell you that it is hard, but it's not hard.
Yeah. Okay. Who actually tells you that their profession is like very easy and anyone could do it?
Doctors.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Every time I go to the proctologist, that's what he tells me.
Is your proctologist Kyle Brandt?
Well, then he also tells me he's not a doctor, so I don't know what I'm paying for. But yeah, Kyle Brandt.
Not at all.
How much would I have to pay you to let Kyle Brandt for you to let Kyle Brandt stick a finger in your butt?
One television show.
One TV show. That's all we need.
I'll do it.
All right.
I'm not even.
I feel like we're reaching the end of this thing. Will got a pee break in. That's important.
Yep.
Trying to see in the comments here if there's anything we need to talk. NFL needs to bring some games to Germany. Only London gets games. Yeah, I'd like to see an NFL game in Germany. Will the NFL have an expansion team in San Antonio? That's Jesus, Texas, plays activity. Oh, that's a good question.
That's an interesting thought.
My thought is, like, if the NFL wanted to do a pseudo league, they could just do like a few preseason games in May for young players and coaches. Not young coaches, but you essentially could do, like, say, just drafted players and players who, in their first 2 years played under a certain amount of snaps, and you could do 2 May preseason games for teams to get a better look at some of their young guys as a developmental sort of
like a spring league, like college football has spring games.
Right. And then they could knock off one of their other preseason games because they would be making up for it by making money in May. That was an idea I had. Is it great? Probably, but the NFL won't do it.
Probably some, union issue. I want them to bring back NFL Europe. I think that's the best case scenario for everyone involved.
Right as you said that, any chance NFL Europe comes back? Gregorio Dantes with his super chat question.
Great minds think alike.
Okay, we'll end with this because it's a solid question from Andrew Johnson. Fuck, marry, kill. Brady's, Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton.
All right. Well, first off, I'm not marrying Phillip Rivers because I'm not built to carry that many children. I have to kill Brady, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, shit. I guess if you fuck Brady or if you fuck Rivers just once, like you're only having one, twins are a possibility, even triplets. But
yeah,
if you're marrying, you're signing up for 12 to 18 children, whereas if you fuck them, probably only one. Cam, I guess I'll marry. Brady, I'm sorry, you have to die.
Yeah, I think it's kill Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
I fuck Cam Newton. I think he would be the best one night, stand.
Yeah.
And then I marry Philip Rivers.
That's physique.
Uh,
Okay.
I marry Philip Rivers because I've always wanted to, be a stepdad to 9 kids.
It's on the old bucket list.
If you look back at my 5th grade hopes and dreams paper, it was be a stepdad to 9 kids. So I think we answered that question effectively.
Can we talk about Brady's Twitter really quick?
Oh yeah, Tom Brady got on Twitter.
Yeah. So we thought it was only going to be an April Fool's Day thing, and I assumed that it was just going to be for that day, and he was going to get rid of it. But it's still up. It's still going. I'm not a fan.
I don't need to see it. And
no.
There was
I tweeted him directly, asking him what the fuck was up with his teeth in those 2 pictures, and he very rudely didn't respond. So
what is that? What is that teeth picture from?
I don't know. My friend sent it to me. One was from one was obviously from like a promo video or something where he's got like the nice, pearly fake whites, and then another one's just like him outdoors somewhere, and he's just like got like all these teeth like out of place, and you're like, what the hell? Like, I'm pretty sure the picture of the bad teeth was taken after the picture of the good teeth, so I'm just confused. Like, does he have dentures? What's the deal? I think he might have dentures.
Maybe, or maybe it's a Photoshop or a face swap.
I don't think so.
What if it's a face swap with the guy who looks like Tom Brady but has bad teeth?
Maybe. If you're curious,
we need to investigate that photo.
Yeah, look at my Twitter if you want to see the pictures.
Oh yeah, at WillKeys6 Twitter.
Yeah,
there are 258 people watching right now. If Will Keys doesn't get 258 new Twitter followers, well, I can't make you do anything, so nothing will happen.
My Twitter's not for everyone. Some people enjoy it, others don't, and I don't take it personally if you don't care for it.
I think your Twitter's pretty funny. I think your Twitter's pretty good.
It's okay. All I'm saying, it would be a shame if you also took those pictures and tweeted them at Brady and asked him like, "What the fuck is wrong with your teeth, you weirdo?"
Oh yeah. No, you know what Okay, so somebody asked.
I just got a new follower, CM Purdue. Thank you.
Ooh, hell yeah, CM.
Nice.
What? Oh, is that might be Corey Purdue?
That's probably him.
What I will say is, like, I tweeted something.
Is now following me. Oh, 3 followers right there.
Okay, settle down. I'm trying to say something. I'm trying to talk.
Oh,
I tweeted something about Tom Brady joining Twitter, and there were, a lot of people saying "fuck you, Tom Brady," which I appreciated. And there was somebody was like, "Hey, should I create a burner account and try to get blocked?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." It sounded like a funny idea to me. And then the guy showed me like everything he was tweeting him, and it was just really mean, fucked up shit. And I felt bad because as much as like it's fun to like shit on Tom Brady, it's like I don't think he's I don't have a deep, real hate in my heart that I carry around, and I'm not gonna jump on the opportunity to tell him like just horrible stuff. And I was like, oh God, can I go back and delete the tweet that I told him to get blocked? I thought he was just gonna like annoy him with like, within the
funny. You gotta make it funny.
The reasonable sort of things to say to try to get blocked, but I don't know. Anyway, I didn't think that one through. So thanks for joining us on this live stream. Hopefully we'll do more of them. I wanted to test it out today instead of the podcast because I got a crazy week and I don't have time to do the regular upload and all that shit. So thanks for watching. I hope we answered none of your questions effectively, and maybe we'll be back next Wednesday. Maybe.
Yeah, let us know which one you liked.
Okay. Bye. We love you.
See you guys.